Hello everyone, today I will be showing you how to fill form I-765 USCIS. So this is for the application of employment authorization. If you see, there is this box which states for USCIS use only. So you need to keep all these fields empty, and you need to next proceed with the application. Since you will be filling this application by yourself, you need not select or fill any details over here. Now for the reason for applying, we need to select initial permission of accepting employment, since this is the first time that you are filing I-765 application. In case of replacement or lost, you need to select 1.B. In case of renewal, you need to select 1.C. Now in the part 2, information about you, you need to fill in your family name in the capital letters as shown, Ronaldo. Now in the given name or the first name, please enter your first name in first letter capitalized case. Now in the middle name, if you have middle name, you need to enter it or you need to leave it blank. In the columns of other names used, if you have any other names that you have used before in your life, you need to mention those. If you do not have these informations, then you need to leave it not blank, but you need to mention N by A. In case of getting an error that put by symbol there, it allows only letter, space and hyphen. Now in that case, after you fill in the complete form, you need to print it out and then write with black ink only N by A, N by A, N by A in all of these fields until 4.C. Now proceeding with the next page, where it asks you for the US mailing address, you need to give the address which is good for the next 6 months. Now in case of giving the address of your father or brother or any family member, then you need to mention in care of the name of them, then you need to mention the street number and name, then mention apartment, floor number, the city or town name, then you need to mention the state, then the zip code. Now this is the address of your family and it might be different from the current mailing address. So in such a case, you need to mention that the current mailing address is not same as your physical address. So select option no over here. Then you need to mention the street number and name and apartment number, the city, state and zip code of your current US physical address. Now considering that you do not have alien registration number, leave this blank. Considering you do not have any USCIS online account number, you leave it blank. Do not write anything in this field. Then in gender, you need to mention your gender, select it. Then marital status, single if you are single. Then have you previously filed form I-765? Considering that this is an initial application, please select option no. If you have an SSN number, then you need to say yes to this question 13.A. For 13.B, you need to mention your social security number. Now since you already have an SSN card or SSN number, you will select option no to receiving a new card. Then since you have answered no to this item number 14, you need to directly skip to part 2 and go to item number 18.A, so which is the country or countries of citizenship or nationality. Now until 17.B, leave it blank because you have answered no. Now in this 18.A, enter the primary country where you have the citizenship. Now enter Portugal for example. Now for 18.B, you do not have any other country of citizenship, then you need to enter N by A over here. So you need to fill this after you have printed this application form in black ink only. Going to part 2, place of birth. Now it asks you 19.a, what is the city of your birth. Please enter this information from your passport and give the information as it is given in your passport. So the city name should be mentioned over here, then the state name should be mentioned over here. If the passport has the details of state, please enter as given in the passport, or you need to mention as per your birth certificate. Then the country of birth as per your passport, then the date of birth should be mentioned as per your passport. Please remember that it is MMDDYYYY format. Then here you need to mention I-94 arrival departure record number. So this is the latest entry that you have in the records while you have entered the United States. The latest I-94 record number needs to be mentioned over here. The passport number needs to be mentioned over here. If you do not have a travel document number, which usually people do not have if they have passport, then leave it blank. The country that has issued your passport, you need to mention it in 21.d. Then the expiration date of passport, it is as per your passport. Then the date of your last arrival into the United States, this is as per your I-94 card. Then the place of your last arrival into the United States, please mention the city name followed by the state name. Do not enter comma because it won't be accepted. Now the immigration status at your last arrival, please enter your latest immigration status, so which would be F1 student. Now your current immigration status will be assumingly F1 status. Then you need to mention the SEVIS ID number, the SEVIS ID number which is the latest one. So if you have the latest I-20, please check the SEVIS number. Sometimes you might have more than one SEVIS ID number, but you need to enter the latest one over here. We will be mentioning the additional SEVIS numbers which you have in the last page. Now what is the eligibility criteria? So the eligibility criteria is because you are performing the post completion OPT, then you need to select C3B. Now in order to verify, if you want to check, then you need to refer to who may file form I-765 instructions, but for post completion OPT it is C3B. Now if you are applying for STEM OPT, that would be C3C, but here we are referring to the post completion OPT which is C3B. Now once you have filled then this in, you need to skip 28 because it is not related to our application, it is related to STEM OPT. This is related to some other eligibility criteria. Skip 29, 30, 30D, skip 31A because it is another eligibility criteria. Now you need to go to part 3 where you have to give a statement if you understand English. Since you have filled this application by yourself, you need to mention I can read and understand English. Tick this option. Then provide your applicant's daytime telephone number. You need to mention it without any special characters. Then mention another mobile telephone number. If you don't have, then you can mention the same mobile number. Then provide the applicant's email address in column 5. The sixth column should be left empty if you are not a Salvadoran or Guatemalan national. Then applicant's declaration, you need to go to the field 7.a. You need to provide your signature here, and this is provided once you have printed out your application form. Do not forget, it is with black ink only. This is handwritten signature only and it must be done in black ink. You need to provide the date of signature here. You need to select and provide it in MMDDYY format. Now since you have not used interpreter, leave this part 4 blank. Since you have not used any preparer and have done it by yourself, you need to put part 5 blank. Although these pages are blank, do not forget to put these pages in your application when you prepare I-765 applicant kit. I will also show another video wherein I will show you what the kit should contain and what should be the order, but do not discard these pages. Now this is part 6 and this is the last page. The family name and the given name will be populated from the page 1 that you have provided. Now here there are some additional details that you need to fill in. I will provide you with the information on it. The additional information that is provided on this application is if you have CPT authorization full-time or CPT authorization part-time in the past, then you need to provide the information over here. And also if you have more than one SEVIS ID, you need to provide that information as well. Now for example, for the CPT authorization full-time, and you need to mention the word full-time over here, then add the SEVIS ID that you had previously, then enter the company name, then you need to mention the dates of your internship, and then mention the degree. We are basically providing the information regarding the eligibility criteria, so this is 3 part number 2 item number 27 which corresponds to that. Then enter CPT authorization, full-time, SEVIS ID, the company name, the dates of employment on CPT authorization, then the degree or the program. With respect to the SEVIS ID number, you need to refer to page number 3 part number 2 item number 26, so you need to enter those details, then write in words previous SEVIS ID number, then actually mention your SEVIS ID whatever it might be in your I-20 document. Then you need to mention basically the dates of your program. So if it is bachelor program, you need to mention that in bachelor's degree you have this previous SEVIS ID number which is given as follows, and the dates of the program is this. So as you can see, this additional information page is also important, and also if you have any blank pages, you need to include that in your packet of I-765 applications. In the additional information, you are basically providing additional information regarding the eligibility criteria, which is page number 3 part number 2 item number 27. Mention your CPT authorization, then if you have additional CPT authorization, you need to mention 3 to 27 again, and if you have the previous SEVIS ID, you need to mention 3 to 26, and you need to mention previous SEVIS ID in words. And please do not forget to provide your applicant signature here, and this needs to be done in black ink only. Okay, now once this is also done, so this is done only after you have printed out the applications, and once you have printed out the 7 pages, you need to mention N by A over here, and you need to mention N by A over here in black ink only. And also make sure that you take printout only one side, do not make back to back printouts. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you have any questions, please comment on the video. We'll also upload a video which will show you what I-765 application package should contain and what should be the order of the documents. Thank you, take care, bye bye.